And I will be also looking at some internship offers and giving some offers. I had a discussion with Mr. Vimal on this. So if our time permits, I'll be open for discussion on those kind of hirings as well. So in each topic, I would park for some time and open for questions. So if you ask me for more clarifications on that particular topic, I'm very happy to address that. Shall we go on?
Yes.
Okay, so usually hiring trends would be something like the traditional formatting of methods, like you look for jobs in LinkedIn, Naukri, and then go forward preparing a CV, and then it goes to the job portal. A recruiter will review the CV, and then the traditional formats. Now there is a entire shift in the demands and hiring. So today you have to convince an employer that you are capable, so that requires a more techniques and technology to understanding of tools are required in the resume itself. It's not like a regular resume, like where we mention all the tabular column of education and internships and all that kind of stuff, which is uh, which is common everywhere. But it should be like a business proposal where we are submitting to a potential employer that I can contribute to your business. That is what the match is required. Otherwise, there is no point in giving a desperate picture on our job prospects or search kind of an option. So here it is very straightforward that you have to tell that I can solve your business problems. As simple as that. If you can't solve your business problems, then we cannot hire you. That is the way forward for next 2 3 years or so. So problem in the sense what a business needs, where is the gap for a business. So if you identify that and support in terms of technicality or a personal skill, then you are hired. Otherwise, there is no option. So what is required here as a research, as a job seeker, it's focus on companies which has high hit ratio. In the sense, you can bucket these industries into different sectors and then identify top performing industries and then put your energy there. So performing industries right now will be medicine, pharma, healthcare, all this digital marketing companies, tech companies, online e-commerce companies. Those companies you have to select and then focus your energy on applying towards jobs. That is what is required, rather than going for a random job seeking and random posting of application, which will not help you. It will exhaust your energy levels and it will demotivate your energy levels. Rather focus your energy in the right sector. That is what is required, and focus on companies which has a potential to grow for next 5 years or 10 years or so. So that could be more on the techie side, online side, where the traditional methods are not followed. Whatever services is required for 5 years, think in those aspects, and then try to understand those roadmap, understand with the analytics that which companies are growing, which has more investments, which has more support in terms of background, or the expansion in terms of different geography levels. Those things you can Google it and understand whether this company is growing or not, or the products and supports which they are providing, whether there is a potential to growth. That those things we have to analyze and then take a call. And so in terms of careers, don't be afraid of shifting career. Like, see, earlier when we joined MBA, like we have been told by our mentors that you'll be understanding the business, entire business model, and after first year you will be selecting your marketing, HR, or finance, those kind of electives. This has been taught to us, but here it's a temporary setback, I would say. It is not going to be a long term, but temporary setback for next 2 3 years is what the prediction. So we should be open in terms of career transformation, and we cannot be strict about electives. Like if at all I'm interested in HR, I I can't say that I cannot go to marketing, I cannot go to finance. That may not work. So if at all you are an MBA, you should understand the total business in 360 degrees. Only then there is a space for adjacent openings, and then we can move forward and survive. So it's a question of survival. So we cannot be too stringent on our roadmap, our career goal. Those things may not work. It is the internal change, our internal mindset has to be changed, that I have to upskill myself on various parameters which is required for a business. As simple as that. So it will be a movement of career shift for a temporary period of time for next 2 years, 3 years. And then if the industry is working well and there is a performance in the industries, then we can think of our own career, our own passion level, and then move on to a very narrow based sectors like HR and marketing or finance or operations. Those kind of mindset, open mindedness is required. So at this moment, anything which you can shift to a remote kind of a model is suggested. So the traditional methods of business development, marketing, of meeting clients, that is not working now. So like any job can be converted by as a work from home or remote option. Only that is going to be working for next 3 years, 4 years. So when you have the option of selecting, choose a job where you can there is a chance of option of working from home. So only that is going to be working. And preparation wise, your home video conferencing setup like this meetup and online meeting modules, those technological stuff you have to build in your home itself, so that your connectivity, your communication levels, your networking, all that is going to be in the right line. So this is what is required. So if you have any questions on those lines, I'll be addressing.
Mr. Senthil,
Yeah.
yeah, I am raising this question probably on behalf of the students. See, right now the second year students, almost all of them, they are placed. Many companies, they have given their commitments. Okay, right. Question number one: to what extent these companies who have already committed may live up to their promises? Okay, or will they withdraw their offers? How is the scenario right now? That's number one. Number two, if we are left with that kind of a scenario, what do we do further?
Okay, I think that's a very important questions for the second years. The practical hiring process, I will give a insight. See, usually what happens is the fourth quarter, that is January, February, March, is what is called fourth quarter, where we decide on the headcount for next annual year. So we allot a budget. HR, as a HR people, we allot a budget for next 1 year, and send a approval for the finance team. So finance team will understand and scrutinize, and then give us a budget for next potential year. So having said that, this COVID-19 started in the mid of March,
Yeah.
and a lot of people have almost closed the head counting opportunities, and then they have submitted to the finance department, and it
Okay.
is almost clear that the budget approval has been done. But
Okay.
since suddenly we have got this uh, you know lockdown and other aspects, the hiring process itself got stopped.
Okay.
uh, the chances, if you ask me, there are 50-50.
Okay.
So because they will be looking at looking at the next financial business, only they are hiring.
Yeah.
So only if there is a business they will hire, or otherwise the hiring may stop. So a
Okay.
lot of companies, the factual information is they have stopped hiring, they have freezed
Okay.
hiring, and
Okay.
the layoff is on.
Okay.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
So I'm not very sure on how these companies will keep up the promise.
Okay.
To be transparent and honest,
I understand. Yeah.
uh, because I already have people who are working, and I cannot say no to them.
Yes.
And having that kind of a situation, I cannot hire a new guy and give my investment on those aspects.
Yeah.
And the problem is, any hiring is a cost for me.
Mm.
If I don't have a business, and why should I invest on hiring
Okay.
people and then spend my costing? Rather,
Okay.
I go something technological. I
Mm.
will be moving forward something freelance assignments.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
you contribute, I pay. That kind of a
Okay.
model is what is existing. See, the
Right.
bad hit ratio came to the recruitment firms where it is dependent on corporates. So
Okay.
corporates stopped all hiring. So it's a very bad hit in the total 40 years, 50 years in recruitment. Nobody is going for recruitment. I mean hiring.
Okay.
So all business which is related to contract staffing and hiring got a very bad hit.
Mm.
So having that kind of a scenario, um, the option wise, if you talk me, you set up a plan B,
Mm.
where if the offer is not valid, we will move forward to that particular option.
Okay.
That kind
Okay.
of mindset preparation and technical preparation is required.
Right. Right.
We should not wait for things to happen. We have to
Yes.
proactively take steps of plan B, so that
Okay.
we are not bothered about any kind of decision from a corporate.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That the options wise, the highest paying jobs plan B options, I will be covering in one more topic. So
Right.
there I will be covering what all the options open for
Yeah.
plan B. If
Right.
plan
Right.
plan A is working well and good, fine. But
Yes.
plan B, technical preparation, mindset preparation is required at this moment.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Kumar.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Hello, Mr. Kumar. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm Sriram. I just joined BJ last year as faculty in marketing.
Good.
So my question is, yes, we are having a setback because of this COVID, and what I assume is many sectors, this can be a temporary setback, maybe for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Maybe sectors like garments, where there are a lot of contract employees, or automobiles where there are contract employees. What I see there, layoff can be of higher extent. Other industries, what I see is it can be a temporary setback and they may come back. So you were mentioning that we will have to go an option for work from home industries going forward. So my question is, what will be your opinion on my first part of question? And when people go for work from home, so currently how many companies are actually hiring people for work from home, and what will be the remuneration in that area?
Got it. But can you be very specific on your first question?
My first question is, we are in a temporary setback because of COVID. So, in my perspective, and what I assume is, when it comes to layoff, companies where there are high level of contract employees. For instance, you take a garment industry, you take industries in automobiles, you take industries in engineering. There will be good number of employees who are in contractual basis.
Hmm.
So maybe those industries layoff might happen, or the number of employees might get reduced. But when you see the organized sectors, it can be a temporary setback. But layoff, I'm not sure how many percentage it will get into, because maybe after 4 months, 5 months, business is going to come back as usual, because it is a phenomenon across the globe.
So to answer your question, especially textile, see the problem is right now, whatever is the end user's requirement, business has to address that. If you are familiar about the textile supply chain, the supply chain would be something like manufacturer and then wholesaler and then retailer. showroom, and then the end user. That is the traditional format of a textile business. But right now, since everything is been a lockout and everybody is not able to perform, the manufacturer itself have a chance to sell to the potential end users through online. So that is the paradigm shift they have to bring forth in the supply chain itself. So entire supply chain got a disruption due to this lockdown. So layoff and other stuff, yes, it is a fact, but at the very frontline level, workers level, it's going to affect majorly. But direct business are definitely moving forward to the online space where they can sell online through Amazon and Mintra and those kind of stuff where they have lot of they have cut down on this wholesalers retailers model. Second thing is India as such, we are very good at manufacturing things. If you talk about manufacturing, India and China, manufacturing alone happens only in India, China. And if you look at Spain, Italy, Singapore, Malaysia, they have this warehouse model where they buy from one country and sell it to the other country. So there is no manufacturing setup. Their working model, their process is something setting up a warehouse and moving forward to the business. But whereas in India, the warehouse setup is something it's lagging. We are more into production, more of manufacturing, and we are shy in terms of selling. The entire Indian blood is not towards the sales attitude. But others, if you look at, it is more towards selling things. They are good at selling, giving a product a new picture and giving a value proposition. All that they are very, very good at. But Indian mentality is more towards production and dependency. That is why we are facing a lot of troubles in terms of manufacturing, textile, and even tourism got a very bad hit, and leisure activities, all the leisure activities. So those aspects. So while talking about the industry segmentation, I'll talk in brief about the top performing industries where the potential is there. Uh, that way we can address those issues. Can you let me know your second question?
Well, the second question is you were mentioning now it may shift to online jobs, and you were advising that people should look on online jobs. That is like work from home jobs.
Right.
So, how many companies have immediately shifted, or in your opinion, how many such companies will go for this model of work from home, and what will be the remuneration aspects in that aspect, in your opinion?
I think I have a different topic altogether, which I will cover the entire thing. Maybe once that has been covered, shall I answer your extra questions?
Yeah, okay, fine.
Okay, so maybe I'll move on to the next topic of right skills for an employment. Uh, so the uh, so today the current scenario is like the demand of skill set is itself changing. So whatever years or last 5 years skill set is not applicable today. So today the demand is something new upskilling is required for one particular segment itself. If I'm into marketing, I have to look for the adjacent level of space where I can upskill and then move forward. Otherwise, your remuneration and other aspect, growth, everything gets a disruption. But I would say the biggest gap is the ability for learning itself, the attitude of learning itself. It's not there, is what I'm seeing. Because the attitude wise, once we finish the graduation, we think that everything is done, but it is not there. So once we go into job also, we should have a investment of time in terms of learning and upskilling ourselves. Because today you have a lot of online tools available, and that too cheap resources and even free tutorials are available, be it in YouTube and be it Udemy courses. There are a lot of Google certifications. So how many people know that? So the ability to learn itself, there is a huge gap in understanding. If that potential is there, that mindset is there for learning, then you pick up all the tools which is required for a business, and then there is a potential to grow in terms of career growth or business. So once you contribute to business, obviously there is an option to grow. Obviously there is an option to expand your salary aspects. Everything is open. It is all what kind of contribution, what is the kind of value proposition you are offering to the business. So that is what the major step forward. And we have to learn something skills which is required for tomorrow, not for today. So you should have a roadmap of for next 5 years, 10 years, and learn that skills which will help me after 5 years or after 10 years. Slowly you can learn, understand the nuts and bolts of each segment, and then try to trial and error, and then get settled. So once there is an opportunity, you move forward, and then there is a space for you to move forward and then grow. Otherwise, if things are changing and there is a lot of dynamism in our domain, then we'll get stuck. So that's the major problem. And today's business is majorly driven by the end users. Like whatever is the end users requirement, we are in a position to address. So in January, whatever the lifestyle we have lived, we are not living in March and April. So it is more towards delivering goods and services as a home delivery. So whoever is having that particular option, that particular services, they are still working. Like you have all these food apps, online e-commerce apps, and those essential services like food and other stuff. They are still surviving and they are still making a profitable venture. So the other sectors also think in a way where how we can club and meet the end user requirement. So if that paradigm shift is not there, then people are into isolation, and there is no strategy plan, and obviously business will not run. So you have to think in such a way that how I can deliver to my end users requirement. Understanding the end users requirement is most important rather than the traditional business model, and dynamism, strategical vision, all that is required. Otherwise we are a failure. So coming to the skills part, for the students, I would say get proficient in communication. So when I say communication, it is not about the English language or spoken English. It is not like that. Communication in the sense whether you are able to describe the aspect of a product or service, whether you are giving a clear idea on what you can deliver to the potential customer, or whether you are able to give a proper idea to your potential boss. That is what is required. And when you are moving to a corporate, obviously there will be email exchange and online meetings, be it traditional meeting, but be it online meeting. The way you express yourself, the way you talk, and the way the mail communication are there, that should be more professional and clear. So that I find missing in many of the fresher today. So they don't know how to write an email with a proper formatting or proper language, or we should think in a way how a responder will read this and how he will understand this. So that level of communication is required. So learn about how the email communication is happening, and what is the professional method of sending an email, how to write a subject. Most of the people, when they are applying to jobs, they just mention resume in the subject line, that's all. So which will be, so to be frankly, it will be very, very irritating when we see 150 mails with the same subject line, resume. So there is no context. So if you are applying to a job, be very specific and give a detailed picture on what you are trying to say to the potential employer. For example, you can say resume of Kumar, MBA, Coimbatore. So this will give a picture that, okay, you are applying from which location, what you have studied, and what is your motto of this email. So that will help the potential recruiter to understand and take a call, rather than mentioning and giving a vague idea. So communication wise, it should be very specific and crystal clear. and it should be proactive communication rather than waiting for somebody to act and then giving a picture. That is what is required. Second thing is get proficient in collaboration. When we say collaboration, so you'll have to be working with different time zones, different culture levels, and different language. You'll be working with North Indian, you'll be working with Bengalis, Orissa, different type of people when you are working in a team. So team collaboration, understanding those level of sensitivity and working with them, working in a team and achieving the goal is the initial requirement. So if you are not able to collaborate or integrate with others, there is a problem. And even business, most of the business now are getting integrated. A lot of mainstream business doesn't have a core business, so they have to club with the other startups and then try to make some profit. So that is what I could see in last 15 days. A lot of startups which were performing individually, now they are collaborating with other